There's a new credit called the Qualified Elementary and Secondary Education Scholarships credit. This one's pretty niche, I realize, but it's worth knowing about in case your particular client is interested in one of these organizations or a particular interest in this topic. I think also it's worthwhile knowing the mechanics of this, especially in case they make other credits available in the future that are like this. This one's specific, by the way, this starts in 2027. This one's special because it's money given to charity, a charity, but because you're giving to this very specific type of charity, you're getting a credit instead of a deduction. And a credit, of course, is worth way more than a deduction. You get a dollar for dollar credit here. Our read of the law, let me bring it up here. Our read of the law is that it's a $1,700 credit. Let me highlight here, $1,700. It says any taxpayer for any taxable year shall not exceed. Sometimes when they say taxpayer in a law, they mean each individual person, but sometimes they mean the tax return. So this could be $3,400 for a married filing joint return. We're just not sure. We coded it as $1,700 max just to be totally conservative. The second thing just to be aware of, we didn't really code this into the system because it's hard to do so, but you as the advisor need to be aware of this, is if your client lives in a state like Alabama, for example, where this credit exists at the state level, the federal law says you can't take both. You can't take the federal credit if you're already getting a credit at the state level. Some other mechanics stuff that's written in this bill. It's actually quite a long section about this thing. The individual charities are going to have to be registered and approved by their individual state. So that's just something to watch for. If your client intends to take advantage of this, there's going to be an action plan to make sure you understand if this particular which charities your state has approved. There we go. Which charities your state has approved for this credit. Within the system, there's not much to it. It's a non-refundable credit. So if you scroll down, I'm in 2027. If you scroll down to non-refundable credits, here I'm going to open this up. You'll see here contributions to scholarship granting organizations. I put in some amount that was greater than $1,700, and so you can see our system only applied this $1,700. Again, if we find out that language was really meant to say $1,700 per taxpayer on a return rather than per return, we can fix this and it'll cap out at $3,400. We just wanted to be totally conservative on it. So again, the action plan, I don't know, it's mostly a wait and see because we got to learn more about who gets approved for this. Does this really get wide adoption or not? For me, what's interesting is this could be a new policy lever we see where now just like below the line deductions started with QBI and now we have like 5 or 6 of them. Maybe we'll see more of these where policymakers say, okay, there's one specific type of charity that we want to encourage over others. And so therefore, we're going to treat it differently as a credit instead of as a run-of-the-mill deduction. So I think that's just something we as advisors need to be aware of and watch for in future rounds of policymaking.